Usually, when you have to make a choice between A and B, it means that you are thinking about your situation in the wrong way. I mean that usually there are much more options available than just A and B. There are also C, D, and other letters that you haven't even considered. And the reason why you haven't considered these options is because you were thinking about it as a choice, as a dilemma. So, a much better way to think about it, from my experience, is to reframe the choice into the problem solving. Let's say you have received a job offer in a very nice IT company, and you can either accept it or reject it. So to think about it as about dilemma is actually wrong, because there are much more things that you can do in this situation. Okay, recording this video while playing with my puppy was the original plan, but it appears to be much harder than I expected. So I have to continue in regular mode. So you can go to the recruitment agency. They got couple of more interviews with different companies scheduled for you. Or you can use this offer you have received as a kind of a leverage in the salary negotiations with other companies. Or you can go to other company, get an offer, and then get back to this specific employer and negotiate the salary again, right? Or you can actually agree to this offer and agree that you will enter into this specific job position in 3 months from now. And in these 90 days that you have, if you're able to negotiate this, you just launch your business. And there is a very small risk because if something goes wrong, you already have an accepted offer, you already have a job, right? But you have 90 days to test different hypotheses about the market. Or you can hire an assistant and ask him to collect LinkedIn profiles of HR managers in different IT companies, and then just upload bunch of these links to LinkedIn profiles into the Phantom Booster, for example. There are different algorithms that you can use, and what this algorithm does is basically just sending invitations to these HR managers, sending your CVs and some kind of hello message, and then you can approach in this way like 500 HR managers in different companies, for example, and then you maximize your opportunities. Or you can go to some other company and get maybe some easier job with a lower salary, which allows you to develop your own business at the same time. So you have to probably convince HR manager and your future employer that you're not as qualified as you are, but you still get some job one level below your current skills job, and you have some revenue stream. You spend a very small amount of time to do this job well, and you can work on some side hustle at the same time. Or you can go to some career coach and discuss your career strategy, like what exactly you want to achieve in your career, and then using this strategy you will make a decision if you to which company you want to go to work. Or you can find couple of top managers in LinkedIn and then deconstruct their career path and see what kind of optimal route you can have to achieve the same position if you want to achieve these kind of positions. I mean, the number of potential options, what you can do in this situation is limitless. I haven't even started. You can, and it's not about brainstorming these options. How you can came up with set of nice solutions is by basically reframing this original choice into the problem to solve. And in your case, the problem to solve could be, for example, you want to get some top, like C-level position in 10 years from now in a top tier IT company in your country or whatever, and you want to do it in the fastest way possible, preferably faster than in 10 years, right? Or you can have another problem to optimize, or you can have a goal of launching your IT startup after you received some relevant experience that could help you in developing this IT startup, and you can optimize for this scenario. So when you optimize for the specific scenario, for the specific goal, you will come up with some ideas, and hopefully you will find an optimal solution which will basically, make a decision for you. You don't have to make a choice between A and B. There is some other letter, like letter M or L or whatever, and you just choose it because it's the most rational thing to do. Like, there is no doubt that this is the best one. So this is one of the examples. I mean, if the same strategy was applied by Neo in a Matrix movie, when he was offered with a blue and red pill by Morpheus, he was making a choice if he will find out what the truth is or just live in illusion, right? And the problem that he could optimize for is to figure out what the matrix actually is, and to do it with minimal risks. For example, it could be anything. So instead of accepting passively or reactively this choice between two different pills, he can say something like, okay, Morpheus, I might take one of these pills, but could you please clarify for me what matrix actually is? Before I eat one of these chemicals you offer to me, I just want to know a bit more what I'm signing up for. And it's not a big deal. I think Morpheus could dedicate 5 or 10 minutes and just brief him on what he should expect in the matrix, and then Neo could decide if he wants to go into this rabbit hole. Or Frodo Baggins in the Lord of the Rings could ask Gandalf to just give him an eagle that could fly him to the Mordor, and he just get rid of this ring in a very short time. He doesn't have to walk to this volcano for this huge distance. And the problem is that he was presented with a choice. You can go and save the whole world from Mordor, or then it means that you have to take this ring and go to the Mordor, or you can stay here in the Sheer and just see how your family and friends die. So it's a false choice. There were much more options than just these two. But in the movies, or in books, or in computer games, in any kind of stories, making choice is always dramatized. Like any kind of situations are dramatized, and you can create drama by you know, putting a character in some kind of cage with two doors, with two exits, and then you see this, you know, internal conflict, you know, two competing values, and you see doubts, and you see some pain when this character is making a choice, and then he's making a choice, and this experience is so painful that he actually, you know, changes because of this. And I mean, consider Batman from the Dark Knight movie, when he was put in this mental cage by Joker with two doors. One door, you can save your girlfriend. Another one, you can save the mayor of Gotham. So, what do you choose? A or B? But in the real life, it doesn't work like this. In real life, it's really an exception when you have this black and white, you know, kind of choice. Usually there is no such drama. It's something that we invent for our minds. It's more like a social illusion, and you always have a lot of other options that you can come up with if you just try to solve a specific problem. So let's discuss some more real life examples briefly. So let's say you have to make a choice whether to buy a house or not. And if you buy a house, you have to take a mortgage. So you can optimize for you can optimize for a specific problem of, let's say, multiplying your capital, growing your assets. How you can do it, how you can achieve this goal to maximize your personal capital. Well, you can invest your money into the house as suggested by the original framework of choice. But I mean, you can multiply these assets in any other way. Like there are a lot of possibilities. For example, you can invest in stocks, right? Like S&P 500 index, for example. And then in a few years, maybe 10 or 15 years, you can actually buy a house just, you know, because you were investing in a very smart way. Or you can invest this money into maybe commercial real estate, which has a much higher, usually has much higher rate of return than just a regular real estate, like houses, right? So, I mean, you have to really analyze all possibilities you have, and not like analyze all possibilities you have, but to analyze the problem, analyze the situation, and then you will come up with a couple of different options, and one of them will be clearly better than others. So, what else you can do? You can make a decision whether you should go for vacation or not, or which country to choose. It could be some country in Asia or in Europe. So that's one of the ways to approach this situation, like, you know, trying to make a choice. Or you can optimize for travel experiences. You can reframe this choice into the problem, how to get the best travel experiences based on historical data, but based on your previous travels you had. So you may analyze these travel experiences and see that clearly you get the most out of travel if you travel without any plans, if you just, make a lot of spontaneous decisions. And preferably, you should be in some warm place with some climate and with tasty food, with nice people. I mean, whatever, it could be anything, just based on your experiences. And then you will have 1, 2, or 3 solutions which are clearly better than the original ones that you were ruminating about. So you can think whether you should quit your current relationships or not. And again, if you think in this way, most likely you're thinking about it in the wrong way, because there's a lot of other options. You can go, for example, to the coach or to the psychotherapist, and then just discuss if it's possible to, fix the current relations and get rid of the current drivers of your conflicts, of your unhappiness in these relations. So if you figure out how you can fix these relations, probably you don't have to quit. But you have to try if you really want to. So it really depends. It really depends on what exactly you want to optimize for. It's up to you. So you can ruminate about a lot of different choices, but one thing is clear for me, that if you put it in a framework like A versus B, should I do this, should I do that, most likely you are thinking about it in the wrong way. So try to always reframe it, try to catch these moments of making a choice, like gotcha, I'm making a thinking mistake, and then reframe this choice to the problem you want to solve. Ask yourself some nice, smart questions, trying to solve specific problems, structure this problem, try to find key variables so that you should optimize for, and then you will find an optimal solution, and you don't have to make a choice.